Hello and welcome back to another Simpsons channel. Today we're going over season 4. There is no doubt that this is one of the best seasons of the show. It firmly owns the Golden Age title, while having some of the funniest episodes and having some of the sweetest moments. As I stated in my last video, season 4 is my personal favourite season, and that's for a very personal reason. This was the first season that I remember watching. I remember sitting in my childhood bedroom on a random Saturday morning, turning on the old CRTV with the built-in DVD player, and taking out the DVD and carefully placing it in, and watching it very quietly so as not to disturb my mum in the next room over. I was only about 6 at the time, and I only got about half the jokes, but I didn't care, because the jokes I did get made me really laugh. Going into this season, I knew that there'd be 3 episodes that I would have for my favourites, those being Marge vs the Monorail, Duffless, and of course, Last Exit Springfield. These 3 are the strongest episodes of the season, and I had a really hard time picking what my favourite was. But, like all races do, I finally picked a winner, and that was Marge vs the Monorail. After rewatching this as an adult, I had to pick this as my favourite one. The whole town being convinced by a monorail by a scammer, Homer being picked conductor by pure chance, it being powered by solar power, and even the guest star Leonard Nimoy and him being the one to actually save the day. Plus all the funny jokes, that's what made me pick it as my personal favourite of the season. Unfortunately, for least favourite it has to be So It's Come to This, a Simpsons clip show. I personally don't hate clip shows. But this is the 77th episode of the series. I understand they had a lot of time crunch for this season and they wanted to break off, and this is an easy way of doing it. But I still feel like it's too early in the show's life for a clip show. Unlike other clip shows, there is a half a plot here to justify the premise, and the clip show parts don't start until the second half, but I still feel like this was a half-written script and the clip show pieces were thrown in at the end. But onto better things now, and that would be the Stonecutters. The first one being Itchy and Scratchy, the movie. This is the episode where Homer really puts his foot down with Bart and actually punishes him, and we see this actually affect Bart to the point where in the future, as shown in the picture here, he's a Supreme Court judge, a job that is actually permanent to Bart's future, and we actually see Bart do this job several times in the future. He has other jobs leading up to this, but it is always his destiny to become a Supreme Court judge. Up next would have to be Lisa's first word. This is an absolutely adorable flashback and is one of the first flashbacks to be after Bart is born, and it was taking place just before Lisa was born as well as after her birth. And we see how having a new baby affects Bart, showing how deep the love between Bart and Lisa really is. As well as this, it shows all 3 kids' first words, those being I caramba, Bart, and of course Daddy, that being Maggie's first word. Up next is, of course, Monorail. Monorail, Monorail, my personal favourite of the season, for obvious reasons. What more needs to be said apart from donuts? Is there anything they can't do? Up next is Last Exit Springfield. This has been voted the second greatest episode of TV ever written, and I would mostly agree with that decision. This whole episode is about a small case of class warfare, where the lower earners go up against the rich, that being Mr. Burns. We have Homer going up against Mr. Burns in a battle of wits, but it proves the old saying that you can't play chess against a pigeon, as they just shut around like they've won the game. Every joke in this episode is both a funny hit while also being a part of a larger team and building towards the idea of that the lower class and upper class can just never see eye to eye. And finally, we have Krusty Gets Cancelled. This is the first appearance of Gabbo, while also having some great selections of celebrity guests that star in this episode that also make sense in-universe reasoning why they would be there. Yet again, it shows how far Bart is willing to go to help his hero Krusty, and how much good Bart can actually do if he just has a target and a goal to achieve. And with that has been all the Stonecutters. But before we go, I have an audience question for you. In the episode Krusty Gets Cancelled, something unique happens that's only ever in this episode and never again. I want you to rewatch the episode and comment down below what you think it is. The first person to get it right will be featured in the next video, as well as a pinned comment. But if no one gets it right, I'll just state it here anyways. But until then, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Up next is Season 5, yet another banger season. Smell you later.